The Austin Independent School District has celebrated Pride Week for 8 years now, but not on Texas AG Ken Paxton's watch. He has written yet another strongly worded letter. A few weeks ago, he wrote a letter saying, I think directing the Texas agencies that would be responsible to look into whether or not parents who seek gender affirming care for their trans children, AKA listening to the mental health wishes and bodily wishes of their children and validating them, maybe if they should be criminally investigated or not. Yeah, he's at it again, and he wants to put a stop to Pride Week in general. The Texas legislature has made it clear when it comes to sex education, parents, not school districts, are in charge. By hosting Pride Week, your district has, at best, undertaken a week-long instructional effort in human sexuality without parental consent. Or worse, your district is cynically pushing a week-long indoctrination of your students that not only fails to obtain parental consent, but subtly cuts parents out of the loop. Either way, you are breaking state law. Then he doubled down on Twitter about this. Liberal school districts are aggressively pushing LGBTQ views on Texas kids, all behind parents' backs. This is immoral and illegal. I will work with and for parents to hold deceptive sexual propagandists and predators accountable. See my letter here. So that language is really important for people to zero in on. Sexual propagandists and predators. One, we're witnessing a real coordinated blowback effort on gay rights in conjunction with trans rights because they feel like they can loop those two together because transgender kids, it's newer for people. They don't understand it as much, even though trans people and non-binary people and intersex people have existed throughout history. But this binary and breaking it is really harder for some people to understand. So they feel it's a very useful way to launder their bigotry against gay people. They also see an opportunity with this conservative Supreme Court, but mostly, this is a way to connect all these things together. The CRT panic, the don't say gay bill panic. Your kids are not safe outside the home. Your kids are being indoctrinated in schools to feel and think in a way that you might not necessarily approve of. And it's very, very scary. And when he says sexual propagandists and predators, just be clear, they're basically calling people who might be inclined to teach your kids about tolerance and LGBTQ issues predators. And by proxy, they mean, yeah, it's basically gay people. They're predators and they're preying on your kids. And that's a core conservative perspective that is just straight up bigotry and really, really scary. It's Christian fundamentalism, and they're trying to implement it in state houses and just throughout the country, including in Texas.
So yeah, we've got the don't say gay bill in Florida. We've got people trying to cancel Pride in Texas. And it's like, come on, Stonewall was 53 years ago. Why do we have to keep fighting for the same rights in the United States that we were fighting for 50, 60 years ago? The Black Lives Matter movement in parallel with the civil rights movement. And it just kind of suggests that maybe progress in the United States is not linear and has not been linear. And it more so swings like a pendulum back and forth. And right now it feels like we're in a really regressive phase.
Yeah, that's inarguable. And here are other things that are inarguable. So if you say that we shouldn't even teach the existence of gay people, you're obviously not in favor of gay people. If you call them predators, just for their simple existence, they didn't do anything wrong. They just exist as people who are gay, lesbian, bisexual, etc. And they're predators to you. Well, obviously you're against them. So please, Republicans, like just admit it. It's okay, like you're admitting it here, right? And you like Ken Paxton, you're gonna vote for him. This makes you like him more. You are in the party of bigots. Just look, just own it. That's what bigotry is. Oh, you're someone that does not belong in my category, right? I'm straight, you're gay. Well, by the definition of your existence, I hate you, and I will smear you and call you a predator and somebody so awful that you have to guard children from. So you hate gay people, just say it. So it's like, guys, the reason why I'm telling you the most obvious thing in the world is because you'll get in a debate with Republicans and they'll be like, oh no, we don't hate gay people. No, we want them to vote for us. Yeah, I know you want them to vote for you, but you do hate them. And if you're in that LGBTQ plus community and you're voting for Republicans, are you betraying your own? 100%. You can cry about it. Oh, but taxes are more important to me. Money, money. Peter Thiel, yeah, I'm looking at you. Dave Rubin, yes, I'm looking at you. You guys are sick and you're endangering the lives of people in your community. They're calling you a predator. They're calling you a predator, Dave Rubin, Peter Thiel. But oh, the money, the money, the money. There is no end to your greed. You disgust me.
Well, it's all this garbage of hate the sinner or hate the sin, but love the sinner. No, you hate the person. You hate a fundamental core identity about it. And like someone like Dave Rubin, you're right, Cenk. It's really just about the money, and they work backwards from that, and they do cartwheels trying to defend it. But I mean, I just want to make sure we get this point across, because the school district did stand up for its students despite this threatening letter by Ken Paxton. The school superintendent said, "I want all our LGBTQIA plus students to know that we are proud of them and that we will protect them against political attacks." And then this is the district spokesperson: "We're going to react to this by doubling down on making sure our kids feel safe and celebrating Pride." So the Pride Parade had already been under attack by right wingers before. Ken Paxton just made it a little bit more high profile, but good on this school district for standing up for its kids there, because they need it more than ever. And also the teachers too need it more than ever. This is another way for the right wing to attack teachers unions. That's another way that they can make each of their attacks multi-pronged and multi-tool. But don't get it twisted, guys. This is very similar to the satanic panics of the 80s and such. It's all about indoctrination, especially when they're outside of the home, because the mothers aren't there to take care of them, and they might be subject to pedophilia and all these things. It's all about Christian fundamentalism and theocracy, and that's what they want to bring us back to.
Yeah, and I don't want to be all doom and gloom and say we're entering a regressive phase, and we definitely are in one. But in Florida, the students themselves organized a walkout. So it's one thing to see the superintendent fighting with the parents against the attorney general, but the students in a high school in Florida all walked out and protested the Don't Say Gay bill. So I think the kids are all right.
Yeah, so Ken Paxton, of course, sent out these statements because he is calculating that his Republican voters are vicious bigots, and that this will help him politically because he was hurt politically for other reasons. So he's thinking, oh, I'm gonna rally my own voters. How am I going to rally them? They love hatred, they love bigotry, so I'm gonna give them more of that. And if you're a Republican and your feelings are hurt, I don't care. You know whose feelings are hurt more? People who were born gay and that you're calling a predator, and that you're saying should not have equal rights. And by the way, when I talk about people who betray their own communities, let's be honest. Look, so I was born Muslim, my family's Muslim. And yeah, there are Muslims who voted for Donald Trump after Donald Trump said that he wants a total and complete shutdown of Muslims entering the country. By the way, you want to talk about cancel culture? They wanted to cancel 1.6 billion people and say, just because you're Muslim, we hate you and we don't want you in our country. And if you're a Muslim who voted for that, you're an idiot and a jackass. And yes, they're gonna come for you, you moron. And all the tax cuts in the world aren't going to save you. And so one more thing finally, if you're a Republican, and I have talked to you through the camera because I no longer have any Republican friends, I'm not interested in people who say, oh, what, you just don't want to be friends with me because I hate gay people? Yes, I don't want to be friends with you if you hate gay people and you're trying to take away their rights. And just own up to one last thing. You don't believe in equality. You think there should be different rights for straight people and different rights for gay people. That's a fact. It's an indisputable fact. Go home and sleep on it that you hate the core premise of America, equality, because it is an inarguable fact. Thanks for watching the Young Turks, really appreciate it. Another way to show support is through YouTube memberships. You'll get to interact with us more. There's live chat emojis, badges. You've got emojis of me, Anna, John, JR. So those are super fun. But you also get playback of our exclusive member-only shows and specials right after they air. So all of that, all you gotta do is click that join button right underneath the video. Thank you.